Good morning, good morning, good morning. Beautiful morning. I've been up and rocking since about 4 or 5 o'clock. I get up, as I said, and pray over my family. Got to keep your family covered at all times. And a man's covering is strong. It's not better than nobody else's, but it's strong. When you the head, you operate as the lead. So that means that you have to cover your family in all ways. And that's something that I try to do. Well, not try to do, that I do daily, every morning. I pray over my wife first and then get up and listen to a good word or a good message, meditate, and then get at it. This morning, I want to say thank you to the people that pour into me, brothers that still comes to me and buy clothes and shop with me and fellowship with me. A lot of my customers is now probably about 20 years time dealing with me. And if it's less, it's not much less. Ever since my store, ever since the beginning when I started. So I just want to say thank you to those people. And that just calls to check on me. I do want to say one thing. I keep getting messages asking me, am I okay? I'm amazing. I'm feeling good. I'm changing. I'm growing. And that's the thing. We must realize that, no matter what age, we have to grow up. We have to become mature. And we have to start operating in a different manner. I've always operated in a manner of showing respect to people, loving on people, caring for people. I see a lot of stuff where, we talk about these kids, and anybody that knows me know I have a son, little Jermaine, and all kids have their struggles as we did. But one thing I realize is the amount of respect that I kept for myself in a way. I never wanted to be his friend, but his father and a parent. My son's never raised his voice at me. My son has never stepped in my face. My son has never cussed me out. My son has never honestly disrespected me. And we have our ups and downs as parents and kids too. But I've always gave him the understanding that I can't agree with your negative. I can't agree with things that doesn't coincide with what I know you have inside of you. And, we talked yesterday, we laugh, we have good moments, we have good times. And that's my man. That's my little man. He always gonna be my little man. But I have to pour into him. He has an amazing gift. He has an amazing voice. I mean, my son is, whew, when he get a chance and that light hit him, he gonna shine. And I tell everybody that when I see him and they ask about him. I went through my struggles, so I can't condemn him for going through his struggles. It's just the path he has to go to get to the right place. And he understands that. As long as I keep pouring in the positive and not focusing in on the negative, he's always been okay. He's always gonna be okay. And like I said, he's never, ever disrespected me. And I know that's because I never allowed him to play in my face, smacking, touching, laughing. We played. He had always been a kid that we played rough and we had good times, but he always knew when I said, all right, time to cool out. He checked himself, and I appreciate that, and I'm very thankful. I'm telling you, I don't care what situation he has to walk through. I'm gonna be there walking through it with him. Main reason because I've struggled in my own ways, and I've learned that even me being an example, I can see the example that I set for him. When someone speak about me, he already knows. Oh, my daddy don't hang around people. My daddy don't do this. My daddy don't do that. And he right. When he's in a situation and seeing somebody and and they said, yeah, I'll be with your daddy, and he quickly to correct them because he knows me. He really knows me like I know him. And that's something that I love. I used to think like, I see a lot of people and their kids that come to them with, things, and they operate it, and sometimes it made me feel like, I should have tried it that way, because then, me and his relationship would be this way or that way. But, as time goes on and me and him just keep clicking and clicking and clicking, we never stop clicking. I understand why I had to be that way. I told him he saved my life. My son, when he was born, I was reckless. I mean, out of control. And I took it upon myself to say, I don't want him to see that type of man. I don't want him to see a man out of control that can't discipline himself and get himself back in line with correction, with correcting of self. So on that note, I ask of us to, have a little more understanding, watch the way we operate in front of them. Now, I'm not saying that somebody else, the younger generation, his generation may have seen a side of him that I promise you I've never seen. I never seen it. He never brought that towards me, to me. And that type of love, that shows that he has the utmost respect for me. And that's something that we don't have today as parents and children. I see everybody talking about how disrespectful these kids are. I can't say that he's been ever disrespectful to me. I had told my aunt that one day, and she was like, you mean he never got in your face and got loud and did this? I said, no. I said, that's something that I'm proud of. And that means I did my job. That means I did something right. Because if he's respecting me, he will start respecting himself, because he will understand I want to resemble something that my dad gave me, is to work on myself and be a better person. Definitely a big shout out to my wife. For us men, you have to find somebody that's going to pour back into your spirit. And by that meaning, when we get out of hand at times, and, men have their struggles. We have struggles that we keep bottled up and we don't allow it to come out for other people can see it and experience it, so they can learn how to deal with it. So most men, we keep it in. We cry in silence. And that type of battle creates suicidal thoughts, creates, dysfunctional behavior, abuse, verbal and physical. So to have a woman that understands that she can't fight you just toe to toe, she has to fight you in a different way. And I believe now her battle has to be to pray for you. Her battle has to be to walk away. Her battle has to be, if she loves you and she believes that you're a good provider, you take care of your family, you love your family. But being that we've all have our struggles, that's why I want us to realize that we can't condemn or knock down our kids or cuss at them or disrespect them, because that's where the disrespect comes from. They can't see us they can't see us cussing. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I've had my battles, but every time I may have got out of line and my son may have viewed it or seen it, I've always came back to him and said, you know what, this is not the proper behavior. Daddy had a moment. Daddy made a mistake. Daddy's trying. Daddy needs to get it, and when children see that you take accountability for your behavior, that teaches them to take accountability for theirs. My wife got on the phone and talked to him yesterday, and it's like his spirit and their bond is so unique. It really is. He thanks us so much just for the conversations, and he doesn't believe that his voice is that powerful. And I tell him, boy, he raps, and he's so respectful of us that he don't want us to hear his cussing parts of his rap. He really would stop when it comes down to it and be like, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this. He was like, I can't cuss in front of my dad. I can't cuss in front of my dad. And I told him, you know, he's 28 years old. And it makes me feel good to know that he has that much respect for me. But their bond is so unique because she's pouring into me. He's seeing what it means to have a woman that believes in their man to the point where she literally, like I said, has never cussed at me, never called me out my name. She told me one time, she said, the reason why is because I don't want to tear you down no more than you already have been torn down. That's strong for us brothers, man. I'm telling you, that's strong because we can go places and hit nerves and hit buttons with our women that can make them lose their mind. We all know that. But to have one that I told her that's one of the things that I admire about her is the fact that she's disciplined. She's disciplined. She gets mad, she gets upset, and she probably done called me all types of stuff up under her breath at some point or up under in her mind. But the discipline to not allow it to ooze out, the discipline that it takes not to walk out, not to leave you stranded or leave you hurting, takes courage. Nobody's relationship perfect. I wrote something some years back that said, you know, the best thing about life is love and relationships. But the unique thing about it is no one will ever be a master of it. It will be an everlasting learning experience, no matter what age you are. You will always have to learn techniques on how to love one another. And our technique is God being in the middle of it. You know, I get up and do my thing and worship and listen to things all throughout my day. I really deleted most of the things that can have my mind just running all over the place. So I try to listen to positive things. I try to influence positive, and that's the thing that she does and always done. She has helped me with my walk, even though I was always on the path. It's just like now, it's like I ask for things that can better me for our relationship. I ask for things that I need for my life and not what I want for my life. Ask for control of my voice, my tone. Ask for control of my conscience and my patience. You know, I ask for things that, you know, only God can fix and work on. But to have someone in my life that can take your pain and absorb it and then give you something that's better and stronger and caring and compassion and love, it means a lot. And like I said, we all go through our struggles in relationships, but having someone that believes in you, she's the reason why I do these videos. Really, to me, I love to be in the background. I love doing things for people that nobody sees. I love my young brothers calling me on the phone and I'm talking to them for hours. Like yesterday, I got one of my now he's like my son. So it feels good that they can call me and say, man, I fell off. I behaved this way, and I got to bring him back to earth to say, yo, you know, it's just something we go through. Don't beat yourself down. That's one thing we got to remember. Bounce back. Don't stay there too long, because then you start beating yourself up, man. We don't have time for that. Faster you accept it and understand that you can come back and keep it moving, the better off. You know, God starts seeing your efforts, and He'll work on the rest. You just put it in His hands. And I told him the other day, you know, you got to learn how to just to flow. I'm learning how to flow. I'm wanting to learn how to flow more and not take so much in and dissect everything, because that takes time out of your life, that takes time out of your energy. It's really draining for us to be on the defense on every single angle. So a lot of stuff I just, it ain't worth it. People have to get to their place of understanding on their own, and it only takes people like us that's letting them know, it's good. Let's keep it moving. Those just a few things I wanted to touch on. Like I said, the main thing was my wife. The other main thing was our children and how she loves them, how she really loves our children. And that's something that men need to watch. Watch the way a woman takes care of her children. Because most men and women come into relationships with their own baggage. And kids are not baggage. I mean, their own personal baggage. But they also come in with, already made families. I had my son, she had her kids. So, we blending them together. But the thing that attracted me so much to her was how respectful her kids are. How respectful they are towards me. It's a blessing to have kids in your life that truly look up to you and look at you as an example. I told Zion, the youngest one, the other day, I stopped doing things to help y'all boys. I want y'all to see what I want from y'all. I don't want you out here drinking, getting messed up, getting high. I know they're going to experience probably alcohol maybe, but their mother never drank. She never smoked. So a lot of times your kid resembles your walk. And that's not judging anybody on anything that anybody does. That's not my job. I'm just telling you my story. And the fact of the matter is that she has been a person that, made mistakes as well as anybody else. But one mistake that she didn't make is watching and raising and taking care of them kids and really raising them with God involved. All of them are very godly. All of them are very spiritual. Zion really has that third eye to see things. He's a seer. Very smart kid. Like Jermaine, him and Jermaine is a day apart on birthdays. And when I say they're seers, they're talented, they're gifted. And I let them know that on a daily basis, because if we don't pour positive in and we push the negative stronger than the positive, they always going to see something in themselves that they don't believe in. And I'm just here to give an example of what I've dealt with, and to understand that with that, we have to do more. We have to try and give that positive, because it's hard at times when our children are spiraling in a negative way, spiraling in confusion. So on them notes, once again, thanks to all the brothers that give me a call to check on me, all the messages. It's really funny because, when you start working on yourself, and I've always spoken like this to people, most people that know me from back in the day, in the store days, and when I first got here, can always say, I've always tried to give them something positive, especially the young folks. I used to do something where, kids get the progress report, come in the store, they get a sandwich. I used to do $5, but one time I did it, and I swear I had kids from all over, Sterling, Judson community. I had so many kids coming to get $5 for their honor rolls or for their good progress reports. So I had to switch it up because I was going broke with these kids running into the store with their report cards, but it made you feel good. So I started giving them, subs, chips, and a drink. Progress report, all A's, you get whatever you want, sodas, drink, hot wings, whatever you want that I had that I was selling, they can get it. So I've always been wanting to pour into our youth. And I told somebody the other day, I'm coming from multicultural communities, multicultural community centers. And, the system has taken all that out. Music is taken out. All the things that give kids something to do or something to believe in themselves, to say, wow, I can play the drums. Wow, I can play an instrument. Most older people can play instruments. or do different things. Mechanics, machinists. We had tech schools. They have it here, but it's a lot of it's been drawn out of the high schools. So now we have to start building them up in other ways, and that's something that's my goal in the future. I have a mentoring program called Visionaries. I really would like to get a multicultural community center where they can come and learn how to do everything. But just like with anything, when you're trying and you speak to people and you talk to them about what do you want in plans, people set up business plans and this and that. And I truly have been in business for about 20 years now, and I'm blessed and thankful, so thankful. I swear to y'all, God, man, God shows me all the time, He takes care of me. He really does. He's made my life a way where I don't have to struggle, and it's not the point of glorifying the things that He give me, but He makes sure that I can pay my bills. I may not have enough to go here or do this all the time, but He makes sure that my bills are paid. He makes sure I got a roof over my head. He makes sure that I got transportation to get to places to help people or do things for people. It's not me, it's the gift that He gives me that people see, that glow when I walk in and they appreciate me coming to see them. Sorry, I get sidetracked sometimes, but anyway, everybody love, peace. Have a blessed day. Let's work on changing ourselves so we can help others, help these kids change. They can only change if they can see change. I think Biggie said it, we have to be the change. He said, I think Puffy said to him, we're going to change the world. He said we can't change the world until we change ourselves. And everybody love Biggie. So salute. Blessings. Love. And enjoy this beautiful day. You hear the birds chirping? That tells you God is alive and God is real. So believe that He's real and alive in you and walk that way. Peace.